What's good, y'all? It's your girl lydcenzo. We back in with another banger video. So today's story time is gonna be the time on how I almost got jumped. So let's get straight into it. Well, this happened to me my freshman year of high school. It was this one random day. I think it was during a gym period because I remember being in the gym. Literally so random. I remember so clear. I was standing on top of the bleachers and my ex-best friend's sister, she just comes up to me and like starts asking me questions and like making this whole big scene, like big commotion or whatever. Well, that's how it seemed to me. I don't know if I'm over exaggerating the situation, but in my mind, like, I swore it was so much people watching, like I don't know. So yeah, I don't exactly remember exactly what she was saying, but all I know is that from that moment my whole friend group turned against me, like, and I had no idea why, y'all. I had no clue why. And I know that sounds crazy, like y'all are probably thinking, oh no, you probably did something. Y'all, I if I'm lying, I'm dying. Like, I promise y'all, I don't know what I did. To this day, I cannot tell y'all what I did. Like, I can't. Like, whilst this is going on, like while she's talking to me, as I look around, I see like my group of friends like all gathered around in the corner just watching, as if though they knew this was about to go down, like they knew this was gonna happen. So after she says all of this, I think the only thing I remember that she was talking to me about was like, oh, she's mad because she heard that I was talking badly about my ex-best friend, which is her sister. Immediately I go over to my best friend at the time and I'm trying to talk to her about like what's going on, because I know for a fact I was not talking about her, like, and she's just like low-key like brushing it off, like, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about this later, like da da da. Like, I don't understand what's going on. So that was the end of that day. The next day I come into school, and keep in mind, I used to get in trouble a lot. Like, I think from like 8th grade summer moving into high school, I used to get in trouble a lot. And honestly, it was not even because I was a bad kid, bro. Honestly, my attitude was just terrible and my parents had a problem with that. So my mom had took my phone for like probably going on a year. Like, I did not have a phone for like a year, like something serious, y'all. And this was around that time I did not have a phone. So my mom did not care about me being outside without a phone, like in case of emergencies. Like, she just figured like she's gonna take my phone. Like, you know how some parents will take your phone and give it back to you to go to school and like take it back when you get home? No, she did not give me back my phone at all. Like, word. My best friend at the time, she had gave me her her old phone to use. Like, she was really holding it down for me, like, for real. So for all of this to even just come out, it was just like so confusing to me, because I promise y'all, I literally was not talking badly about this girl, especially if it's like, you know, the situation where I'm in trouble and everything like that and you're helping me out. Like, why would I, you know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense. And I remember I had asked either the sister or my best friend at the time, like, okay, if I was talking about you, then what was I saying? Like, and like they weren't really answering me. Like, nobody could really give me a straight answer. So that was that day, right? Keep in mind, I did not have my phone. So the next day I come to school, for some reason I just wanted to wear a skirt. Like, I promise y'all, it was so weird because the whole year I was wearing pants to school, and this one particular day I just decided to wear a skirt to school. Like, I remember so clear what I had on. I had on like a button-up shirt, I had on, I think, a gray skirt, and I had on them black and white high top Vans. Like, yes, y'all. Like, so that's how I came to school that day. So it's a regular day for me. Like, I'm walking around, going to class, doing everything I do, and I just kept hearing word, like whispers around, like, oh, there's gonna be a fight after school. Like, there was gonna be a fight after school. So I didn't know who was fighting or nothing like that, but I had just assumed that, you know, obviously something had probably happened the night before on social media. Y'all know how high school is, like, probably some drama on the socials, and now somebody's fighting the next day. Mind you, I didn't even tell y'all. So in one of my classes, me and my best friend at the time, we sat right next to each other. So after this situation happened in the gym prior, every time we were in class together, like we were literally talking to each other like nothing had happened. Like it was giving we were still friends. But as soon as we had left the classroom, like she stepped into the hallway, she was not talking to me. If we was in front of her sister, she was not talking to me. But like low-key behind closed doors, like we was still talking. And at the time, I really didn't think nothing of it, because I just thought, okay, maybe she just doesn't want her sister to know she's like kind of going against her. But now that I'm looking back, I really shouldn't even have like accepted that, because why are you like picking and choosing when to talk to me? But yeah, anyway, so the whole day goes by. I go to my locker, get my stuff, like, so I'm going home, whatever. I'm walking down the block to go to the train station, and I'm just seeing people running. Like I'm walking along the sidewalk, and people are just like running past me. So I'm thinking, oh, like they're running to go see the fight, like it probably started already, like whatever. But I wasn't too interested on who was fighting, because I did not know like the situation. Like I said, I was not on social media, I did not have my phone for a long time, so you know, I didn't know the tea, so I wasn't really eager to see what was really going down for real. So anyway, by the time I get to the train station, there's a McDonald's across the street from the train station, and everybody knows that every time there's a fight, it's gonna be at the McDonald's. Like that was the spot. That McDonald's was so ghetto. Like I promise y'all, they used to go in there and break things. Like they used to, I don't know y'all, it just had a whole bunch of stuff going on at that McDonald's. So when I tell y'all, I turn around the corner, I see the whole school on that McDonald's corner, y'all. Like when I tell y'all the whole school, y'all, it was the whole school. Like people were pouring into the streets practically, like on the corner. Like everything was filled up. Like it was like they were packed together like sardines. Like it was crazy. As I'm going towards the train station, somebody in the crowd, like some random person, turns around and points at me, and they're like, there she go. And I'm like I was so lost, and I turned around. I was like, because I didn't know, are you pointing at me? Like that's really what it gave. And I turned around, and I'm just assuming like that person, I don't remember who it was, but I'm just assuming whoever that was like, you know, pointing at somebody behind me or something like that. Y'all, I was so totally wrong. It was me, y'all. So as I was like, you know, ignoring what they were saying because I thought they was not talking to me, I'm still walking down into the train station. When I tell y'all the whole school follows me, y'all, the whole school followed me into the train station, y'all. So I get down in the train station, and literally when I tell y'all, it was so much people that like, okay, this was the y'all know when y'all go on the train station and like, you know, they have the platform. This was one of those stations where like you can't go past this wall, so you get in past the turnstiles, and like this is the wall here, and the train is coming this way. Like it was like a, you know what I'm saying, you can't go, and there's nothing here, you can't go past this. So I go over there where I usually be standing, and literally it's me right here and the whole school right here, y'all. Like nobody was on my side, y'all. I felt so alone in that moment. Like, and when I tell y'all, I was looking into the crowd, and I was seeing people I regularly speak to, like people I consider my friends, people who even were just acquaintances. Like nobody was even like, you know, coming on my side, like to even, you know, dim down the situation. Like it was nothing. But at this time, I still didn't know what was going on, but the only thing that I realized was that, okay, well, I guess the person that's fighting is me. Like I promise y'all, I went to school with no knowledge of knowing that I was gonna get into a fight today. Like y'all really think I would have came to school in a skirt? Like come on, like let's be serious. So mind you, I was so girly this thing, y'all. I had long braids in, I had my pocketbook on, like the skirt, everything, y'all. It was crazy. So at this time, nobody had came to the front. Like it was just the crowd of people there, I guess, waiting for something to happen. But I still did not know who I was supposed to fight. I just knew that I was the one fighting. So I'm looking around, like waiting for whatever's about to go down or whatever. Another thing, literally it was so much people that like the part of the platform that we were on was so full. Like, people were literally overflowing. Like, some people couldn't even get in past the turnstiles to see what was going on, y'all. Like, it was just so much people. Like, even if I wanted to leave, I couldn't. Like, everywhere was blocked off. Like, literally, like, I could not go anywhere. I wasn't going to go anywhere because that's my train. Like, y'all are not stopping nothing but word. Like, if I was one of those girls, I was gonna run from a fight. Like, I could not run anywhere. So yes, so finally, my ex-best friend's sister, she comes to the front. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, I see what's going on here. But I was still confused because I really did not know what she wanted to fight me over. Like, I promise you I didn't. And literally, we're just standing in front of each other for a good like 2-3 minutes. Like, she didn't say nothing to me. She didn't like swing on me. Like, she didn't do nothing. So I guess after like 3 minutes, like, people were like kind of just waiting for something to happen. And it was kind of unusual only because the sister specifically, like, she was a fighter. Like, every time she was always in a fight. Like, every time you seen her, you know, fighting somebody, she'll literally like run up on them. Like, she wouldn't say nothing to you. She'll probably just, maybe she'll say a few words and then pop on you, but she's always like on it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that because obviously, like, I was around her. Like, me and her sister were best friends, so they were both fighters actually. So yeah, whilst all this is going on, I wouldn't call her my friend, more like an acquaintance. But like, yeah, she was an acquaintance anyway. She came to the front, and I don't know what she was saying to the sister, because we were like standing like, I'll say this far apart, like this far apart. So we were close enough to where it's like we could get into a fight right now, but we were far enough to where it's like I could not hear their conversation for real. The only part that I managed to pick up was that she was kind of saying stuff like, oh, it wasn't worth it, or, you know, there was really no reason to fight, like, it was over nothing, like, there's no real problem, or something like that. So I guess that resonated with her or something like that, and like literally she just decided to walk away. And after this, like, the whole school starts dispersing. Like, they realize nothing is gonna go on, da 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 da. Now let me tell y'all what I was thinking this whole time. Literally, all that was running through my mind was like, yo, I don't know what's about to happen right now, because I'm so dressed totally inappropriately right now. Listen, even if it was in a case, like, it could be, listen, here's one thing about me. It doesn't matter if you're short, tall, big, fat, small. Like, it don't matter who you are. If you tell me that you want to fight me, and like you're very adamant about fighting me, like, we need to fight right now, y'all. Like, if you tell me that we're gonna fight, like, you're in front of me and you're telling me we're about to fight, I'm going to fight you. Like, I'm not ever going to run away from a fight. Like, I'm not ever going to do that. Like, I will rather get beat up knowing that I actually attempted to fight you, because at the end of the day, nobody could ever say that I did not try to hold my own. Like, nobody could ever say that. But if you run from a fight, all you're gonna hear is people calling you like, that's really it. So like, I was just thinking in my mind, like, listen, I'm wearing this skirt, I got my braids, no scrunchie, I can't do nothing with my hair, can't tie it up. Like, I'm probably going to get beat up right now. Like, she's probably going to be able to drag me because of how poorly I decided to dress today. Like, it was so bad, y'all. Like, that's all that was running through my head. Like, I promise you, I was at such a disadvantage because of what I was wearing. And if we did fight, that would have probably been mad embarrassing and dangerous at that, because I remember, like, or maybe I'm bugging, but it was a situation she had with another girl. Like, she was like throwing her stuff in the train tracks, like damn near about to push her in there. Like, you know, she could have died. Like, I'm not gonna lie, stuff was real gritty back in high school, like, for real. And this was only my first year, like my first couple of months in school, mind you. But yeah, it was just weird to me, because like, I know for a fact if she really wanted to fight me, she would have swung on me and we would have got it on. But like I said, I don't know what I did. Like, I don't know really what the situation was, so it would have just been for nothing, I guess. So it really wasn't that big of a situation. Well, actually no, it was a big situation, but it wasn't because nothing ended up happening. Yeah, nothing ended up happening. But you know, I just went home. I really wasn't thinking twice on it. Like, I did not feel embarrassed at all because, you know, nothing happened. It's not like she tried to like punk me out, like, you know what I'm saying, like try to make a fool of me or something. Like, it was just some big commotion that nothing ended up happening. So I really did not feel no type of way about it. I did not feel embarrassed. The only thing I did end up feeling though, I was just really confused because it's like in a matter of like 24 hours, like my whole friend group was not friends with me no more, like over this whole like statement or like rumor that was going around that I was talking about my best friend, like, you know. And granted, I guess, maybe they did have their own issues like with me that just had went unsaid until that day, like that, until that day that I had ended up falling out with my best friend at the time. But yeah, it was just a weird situation. Honestly, I just came to the conclusion that none of us were really friends to begin with, because for us to fall out like this, or for y'all, well, for them to hold in their issues until this moment where me and her was like falling out, was just so weird to me. Like, things could have been said from way before, like, but yeah, that just wasn't the case. So yeah, I went home and I did not tell my mom about this situation, y'all, because really nothing did happen. Like, it was really nothing to talk about. So boom, next day I come to school. I think I was in like English class or something like that, and all of a sudden I hear on the little speaker they're calling me to the dean's office. Y'all, I already knew like what was about to go down, y'all. Like, I knew. I go to the dean's office and the sister is sitting in there already. So now I know we're probably about to have some sort of mediation. So I sit down and the dean is basically asking us like what had happened, like da da da. And I really don't, I literally was like, I really don't know. Like, if I didn't know what had happened, if I didn't know the issue, I would tell you, but honestly I don't know. And I guess the sister, I don't even know what the sister was saying, y'all. I can't even remember, like, it was just so long ago. But I do know that coming towards the end of the conversation, the dean was like, well, is this going to happen again? Yeah, the dean was like, is this going to happen again, like moving forward after y'all leave this room? Is there going to be a problem? And we literally both said no. Like, so when she had said no, it kind of just made me even more confused, because it was like, then what was all of this for in the first place? Like, was it because none of y'all wanted to be friends with me anymore? Like, if that was the case, y'all could have just said that. But for this to turn into this whole big commotion, like, was just mad crazy to me. Like, mad crazy. I was assuming that she was gonna say something like to the dean that was like, you know, oh, this is why I did da da da, like, this is why I wanted to fight, like da da. But I really can't even recall her giving some sort of explanation, so I don't even think I ever really found out what had happened for real. But when we had left the room, they had kept us in the dean's office, I think, for like the rest of the day. And then I remember one of the deans had like when I was like leaving, trying to go to the train station at the end of the day, one of the deans was like literally waiting for me by the door to like escort me to the train station. I think there was another dean that had like escorted her to her car because she used to get picked up, but they really wanted to make sure that there was no commotion moving forward. And I think that only happened for 1, maybe 2 days. But after that, stuff had went back to normal in terms of like whatever normal is. Stuff went back to normal, but the only thing that had changed was that like me and like my friend group, we were no longer friends no more. I had ended up transferring from the school because I did get into trouble prior to this incident. They were trying to like suspend me or expel me or something like that. And my mom was been saying that she felt like I was hanging around the wrong people in that school anyway. So after this situation had happened, like, this was really her last straw, and she ended up like taking me out the school before like things could get worse or whatever. So that's how I ended up transferring to my new school that I graduated from. And I think probably like a year and a half or a year or two later, I was with my other friend from that school at the time, and we were like kind of visiting, and I had seen my ex-best friend there, and it was really no beef. Like, we did not really say anything to each other, like, at all. I think she may have said a couple of words to me, maybe, I can't remember, don't quote me on that. But yeah, it was not given there was beef for real. I don't know because it's so long ago, y'all. I really don't know if I'm sitting here exaggerating the story to y'all. I promise you this is how it happened in my head. Like this is really how it happened. But yeah, that's story time on how I almost got jumped. If you guys like the story time, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you tune to my next video, because I know that you know that it's a lituation every time I'm saying on Sun Donation. That's on period. We out. Bye guys.